So I was born in Nigeria. I was raised by wolves.
Okay.
And these wolves raised me until I was about 17, 18. And are you talking about the sister?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so sick. So growing up, my mom hated my dad. My parents would always talk shit about each other. So she would get drunk and just be like, fuck your dad, he's a piece of shit, deadbeat, and you have a sister in Newfoundland. She would say this just when she was drunk. So I never believed her. So I gotta say, believe women. Shout out chicks.
Believe all women,
Believe all women.
especially your mother.
Yeah, and so fast forward, I'm 35. Joe, my dad, lives here. He's dropped me back off. He drove me to Costco. He's dropped me off. I'm like, yo, let me help you post this video that I just took of you on like him playing guitar. So I go on his phone. I'm sending it around. And I notice he's followed this girl who followed me like 2 or 3 years ago. And it's just been like watching my story, whatever. And just said like kind things. I'm like, yo, who is this girl? And I thought she had the same last name as us. And maybe I imagined that. Maybe it was God. Maybe it was Jesus working through my heart miracles. Who knows? But I was like, who's this girl? And with barely turning around, my pop's never mentioned it before in his whole life. He goes, oh, that's my daughter. Never brought it up before at all. And then I'm like,
So were you an only child up until this point?
only child. And like I had 3 older stepsisters growing up because my dad had like kind of like re-facilitated. They weren't married, but they were like remarried.
Common law or
yeah,
whatever.
common law married with this woman.
And your dad is white.
Yeah. For me being a rapper, it's super hood points for this to have unfolded in my life. And my mom didn't even say very much, I told you so, but I did give her flowers and said, respect to you for spitting the truth.
Wow.
And then, yeah, Joe just basically has still never really talked about it head on. I've since written a song, dropped a thing. I don't think he's listened to it. He just refuses to go there. He's just a man from that generation that it's like...
What was your response?
My response?
Yeah, when he said that.
When...
He said, oh, that's my daughter.
Oh, I was like, huh? 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 Did you want
Just so nonchalantly just drops it on you like
Just
it's like,
It's amazing. So I'm like, okay.
In his defense, probably a very scary thing to do, and maybe the only way he knew how to do it.
Oh, great. I like whatever. At this point, that's like, I'll take whatever. However communication comes.
Okay.
Like, So
Have you met her?
I immediately message her. Because, like, I'm a quick communicator. Like, I'm like, let's get my conscience clean. I'm new in this bitch. Y'all have shame around this. I don't. Fuck you. Check this out. I sent her a message. I'm like, hi. So here's the thing. I don't know how to communicate like this well. Like, as well as I do in music. So I immediately pulled up a beat. I ended up choosing this Travis Scott beat for no reason. I didn't even know the original song. I just found this instrumental. And it's to a song called Drugs, You Should Try It. And it's great. I mean, I love that message. Drugs, you should try them. and I made this track to introduce myself to her. Yeah.
Okay.
And it's like, in the rap, because she had now, I realize I'm putting it all together. I'm like, she's just been watching me for like 4 years and never told me she was my sister. And when she reached out to Joe, my dad, during the pandemic to have her kid, to have Coulter, who is like a pretty spitting image of me. It's crazy. Genetics are fucking weird. Wants to be a rapper, YouTuber. I'm finna get this 7-year-old now on my track. I'm trying to get Coulter to, maybe I can open for him one day. But yeah, so I ran right towards it, and she was like, knew just how to take it. She had been watching me, so she knew my character. So she like responded in kind. Like in my song, I'm like rhyming. I'm like, hi, I'm, with this and that. And I kind of called out like, what the fuck do we do now? Now that I know, do we all get together and just pose for one big fucking family photo? Like that's in the rap I sent her. And she's like, hi, I'm Jacqueline, this and that. Like, I just replied. So I then bought a plane ticket to go meet her in Newfoundland.
Okay.
And then her husband is awesome. I inherited a new brother-in-law,
Amazing.
Shane, awesome guy. And they all love Eminem, too. They saw Eminem several times, like went to Detroit to see Eminem.
It's in the DNA somewhere.
Yeah,
It's in
where in the
DNA.
bloodline was like
Anger.
the rat.
Yeah.
Yeah, so thanks for asking, bro. And then my friend Yannick came over. All right, well, I'll put a cherry on it here. Before I traveled there, last Paradox Live, which you may have been on it.
You may have headlined that show. Did you headline last
Last year,
summer?
yeah.
Last
Was
summer,
it in
right?
the summertime? Yeah.
Were you there when because was that when my dad picked you up?
That was the year before, I think.
Yeah, you like, God bless you. Thank you for being part of our show.
Yeah,
Like,
it was the first year your dad picked me up because I did another show
yeah,
that was a weed show.
Yeah.
And I was too high to.
on St. Clair.
I couldn't. I was like, I'll take an Uber, and you're like, oh, my dad will pick you up, and then, or no, you were like, we have a shut. You just said we have a shuttle,
Yeah,
and then
Which
your
is
dad
rad,
rolls up,
dude.
which is rad.
and your dad rolls up in this like left-hand drive Japanese van.
The Toyota Alfred.
Yeah. And he's
'Cause
so
he was-
proud of it.
It's
It's a sick vehicle.
he did that as a job. Like he was a driver.
Yeah.
So when he got that, he's literally he wanted to turn it into, we were doing like weed tours.
Yeah.
So literally we're treating it as that. I'm like, yo, can you do shuttle service for my show? And
He chats like a limo driver.
He was that.
You know,
Yeah.
and it's like it's fun because he's an interesting guy. So you have this conversation with him, and it's like, oh, how'd that happen? Yeah. How'd you wind up there? What do you mean you?
He is
And I can't even
interesting.
remember all the stories, but like
That's what he says.
His wife is like, I want to say, is she Mexican or she's like, what is she?
Persian.
No, Persian. Right.
Gila.
We
And he got
love
in with the
her.
Persians.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
just Gila's birthday.
But your dad is like a guy who, and I have this benefit because I've met him. He lives in the moment.
Yeah.
It's like he told you about this, and he just goes on with life because he's in the now.
He
Like,
left.
this is the past for him.
He left 5 minutes after telling me. Like,
it's
he
not
drove
new
off.
information for him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like he's not.
He's
he
fine.
just like drops this bomb on you,
He's fine.
and yeah, he's totally fine. Like, all right, great. Well, that's over.
So that week, I didn't. So I love. It's a perfect segue, and I'll wrap this up about me here in a sec. But that week, I had a Paradox Live, and you may or may not have been on it. But either way, it was my sister's birthday on the show.
the
We had a
day.
sold out show on Paradox Live on Saturday, and it was my sister's birthday on that Saturday. And I just found out a week ago I had a sister. So at the show, Joe happened to be there, who was helping us out, and
And there was no further conversation between when you found out and when the show was
he had a
happening.
week to come talk to me,
Right.
or
right.
text me, or say anything,
It's a big,
or call me.
It's a lot of information.
Yeah.
And you, I don't think either really wanted to push questioning during that week either.
Yeah, I mean, I was also producing my show.
Yeah.
Like, it's a lot of work, like, to produce my show. So, yeah, I guess it just didn't happen, but I figured... So, I don't know. There was actually not an expectation. Just the fact that the pressure was still in the cooker.
Sure. Yeah.
And I'm just very free on stage in Paradox Live. Like, I just doing my freestyle
He's
show.
in the
so-
now, like his father.
Yeah. And that's... So, the way that...
Making babies with music.
Yeah, exactly. So the same way his in the now could be hurtful accidentally, my in the now could be hurtful accidentally. So I wanted to sing her a happy birthday, so I did with the whole audience, and everyone sang along. And to segue into why I was getting the crowd to do that, I explained that I just found that I had a sister, and Joe was there. I'm like, everybody say, "What the fuck, Joe?" on 3. What the fuck, Joe?
Which I was there and I was like, well, that's a little bit of an isolating experience. you
I
know?
didn't think it was a big deal until he was fucking violently texting me the next day. Oh, should punch you in the face. Like, he was so fucking angry, like, for me calling him out kind of like in front of people. So but he was
I
like,
can understand why he would have been upset, and maybe he went a little too far the next day. But just like
here for
quickly-
me taking ownership though, it's like the hurt child in me that says like, you don't want to have this conversation with me. Well, look, I have a group of people that do.
Right.
You know, there's definitely
that's some only child shit.
yeah. There exactly. I'm still an only child. I'm still built like one.
Oh my God.
So I'll take responsibility for it. It probably came from a semi-hurt place, but his reaction was also no good, you know, and like everybody just failed. And I'm like, yeah, because guns blazing, at least I said the fucking thing.
Right.
Because how you get diseases and shit is hold on to shit and don't say it. So
Sure.
fuck you.
What did you think, Winnie? Were you surprised when you found this out?
When I found out that he had a sister,
Yeah.
I was surprised. And the way that it was presented, I was surprised for sure.
Yeah.
But then, you know, I think when he says it came from a place of hurt, I think that definitely that's what fueled something like that to happen. And I didn't think it was appropriate, to be totally honest. And we're surrounded by friends, and like you do need to move energy. And sometimes when you move energy, it's clunky. Sometimes we don't know how to communicate properly.
Of course.
So, you know, I think the communication back and forth, it was a little bit of like a ping pong communication back and forth when they first found out, because there's a lot of big feelings around this.
Yeah, there's a lot to unpack.
A lot to unpack and a lot of questions. And maybe they just don't have the, like the capacity, the wherewithal to be like, hey, let's sit down and like flush this out. Because
Yeah.
that can be scary too.
Of course. Yeah, of course.
Whatever I said, I would do it again. Why am I the only one that calls it out like it is? How am I the only one that confronted the thing? Ain't nobody want to talk, so I just let it rip. I ain't living with regret, let it rest, let it live. But now I'm hearing arguments that you said you resist, and when it came the right moment, never mind. But that's the song.
Right.
That's the song I wrote about it. So
Beautiful song.
I stand by what I did. I have no regrets.
Well, and now, how exciting.
I have a sister, I have a nephew, I have a brother-in-law,
Amazing.
you know, and like...
And they're going to come to Paradox Live, our last one in the space, a year later, basically, from when this all went down.
Very cool.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
She just told me yesterday, she's like, I'm coming. And like, that's the show that I sang her happy birthday on.
Yeah,
So she's coming for her birthday.
A year later.
almost, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Isn't that crazy?
That's great.
Yeah.
True.
What a story.
Thank you.
Like
It
this
is.
this is like, you know, it's like Maury Povich kind of, you know, like the lead. But then it's like, you know, it's so nice that you have this relationship, and it's not like you don't know who they are. Could be, you know, total secret family kind of situation. Like,
Also, since this happened, you wouldn't believe how many people that we've told this story to, that he's told this story to, that have been like, oh yeah, same. Like
People have
it happens
siblings
all the
that
time.
they find
Really?
out about later in
Yes.
life because men are out here fucking and dipping.
right.
Men fucking dip.
I'm an only child too. So
Me too,
you
I
know,
thought.
Are you, Brad?
Oh my God, I hope so.
Yeah. Thank you for asking me though. That's fun. I don't think I've ever fully unleashed that. Thank you.
Do you have only child syndrome? Does he have only child
Yes.
syndrome?
Hundo P.
Yes, for sure. There's a different, the way that they share is different.
Yeah.
Well, it's like, here, I'll cut you off a whole slice of the pizza, but that's yours, and now fuck off.
The rest is mine. Yeah.
I'll be like at the bottom of the chip bag and be like, "Oh, did you want some?" Oh,
Can't you
Yeah.
get your own
want
bag
the
of
shake?
Yeah. How's your compromise skills?
What does that mean?
How can you Oh, I literally bought that. I was like, okay, he doesn't understand the question.
What do you mean by compromise?
like not getting what I want? Sounds dumb.
It's I'm horrible at criticism, but I think that's more to do with ADHD than only child syndrome. But I don't take it well. Like even just like someone commenting that's not funny on a video, like I want you to watch your family die. Like I go to this. I'm just like you're either like awesome to me, or you're dead to me, and there's like not a lot of in between.
I get that.
Wow.
I get that.
Yeah,
I did not see that coming from you, honestly.
It's like like I just have, I don't know what it is, but I just like,
No, for
You know
sure.
what?
There's a
He's the
fall
same.
off.
Yeah.
Don't waste time with lukewarm bullshit. And like making room for people that like don't fuck with you. Fuck that. I'd rather double down.
I'm actually very interested in this because he doesn't do this as much anymore. But we've been together for it'll be 18 years this year, so we've seen each other go through a lot, and he still does it sometimes. But for a really long time, if he was working like within a group, as soon as he felt, even that's how we met, as soon as he felt isolated from the group or there was some type of segregation within the group, he'd be like, fuck you guys, burn it all down, and he'd get the hell out of there. And I always thought that was a little bit sad because there was no, like, I guess compromise isn't really the right word for this situation, but like it felt like he didn't have any leeway to kind of take on other people's feedback, perhaps. Like as soon as it got to like you're not 100% perfect all the time, he'd be like, fuck you then, I'm out.
No,
you
you
know?
can just feel their behaviors shift.
Yeah, and I think there's also, so yes, I'm like that too. But I also feel like you also know what it feels like to have stayed too long and realize they don't even want you anymore.
Dude, that's
and you when you feel the vibe shift in that direction, it's almost better to jump ship
less
now,
pain.
You know what I mean? And but
Decisions
that's
have been
also-
made. If people don't like you, decisions have been made.
But it like
That's cool, actually.
I think it comes from, there's a couple places it comes from, but for me it's like it's an ego preservation. Like I believe that my ego does serve me, even though people say it's a bad thing.
You're the shit. You should know it. You should live like it. You're the shit. You're a big deal in this fucking rad. That's it.
So you should treat yourself that way.
Yes.
And if you're not getting that from the people you're working with, then you're better off on your own.
Sayonara. I'm not gonna stop.
And it's not a school group project. If you're an artist and you're doing stuff, and it's not the people aren't a fit for whatever reason, like it's got to be a fuck yeah or a no thanks at all.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I guess the way that maybe it always seemed like the untethering of the group was very volatile.
Right.
And I was like, how could that be? But I think you've smoothed
Well,
that
that's
out
where
quite a bit.
I admire Brad. It's like you're so grounded and calm. You could communicate clearly. A lot of my communication when I felt those things was guns blazing and shoot it up and fuck you guys. And, you think whereas I've learned now, just like, nope. I just don't even get involved now. I can smell it because other winners or other doers are doing.
Right.
So I'll like see you at the gym. Like you're an athlete, I'll see you at the gym.
Right.
Like I don't have to worry about trying to infiltrate laterally. Like I'll see you moving. Like how we come into we're just doing. You will meet other doers.
Right.
So I don't even worry about like holding on to relationships. Like being a musician and seeing bands, the idea of trying to commit to a band will suck the life force out of you. You could be spending it writing your own songs.
Yeah.
I've seen it too many times. So I'm like,
there's a lot of personalities to manage in a band, and it's the same with like, and you get creative people working together on writing projects, or you guys are doing, we're writing a sitcom, there's 6 of us, and if you're starting to feel like, hey, your stuff isn't really valued in that space, that group, sometimes it's better to just walk away. There was a guy that walked away from Apple. He had 10% of Apple, and he couldn't handle the Steves fighting all the time, and he gave up his share, and today it'd be worth like $100 billion or whatever, and he just like, I don't care. Like,
but that guy created Grindr.
My sanity was worth more than this money.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I get it, but I think everybody has a different style. Like some people are more willing to compromise. Some people are like wired that way, and other people are wired to be like, nope, take my toys and go home, and I'm a firm believer in like, be willing to take yourself off the table as quickly as possible. Like if it's not working, just take the out.
I love that. Same.
Poof, I stay for too long, I think. Well, that's a woman's story right there. Fuck.
That was a sick segment, though. That was like thank you. Thank you.
What else do you think he does that's only child syndrome? I'm curious because I am one, so I'm curious what the observations are.
For me, I admire that he does this because I feel I lack in this regard, but like he always puts himself first. So like he'll it's just true. I love you so much, but like he'll put his comfort first. So like sometimes, you know, if we're with my family or something and something's going on and they're like, I don't know, my parents aren't getting along or he gets triggered by my parents or something like that. Like sometimes I'm like, oh man, I wish that you could kind of just suck it up instead of like kind of adding fuel to the fire. But like that's his like truth in that moment and he's not going to deny himself that expression.
Right.
And I think that's like an only child thing where he like self-soothes first. Like he just, and I think it's
like,
honestly,
what's an example of self-soothing?
I think,
I
well,
feel like we're doing therapy now.
I love
It's
this,
true.
honestly.
It's for
I feel
me-
like you're explaining me to her by letting her
Yeah.
tell you about me. God bless this moment. I feel understood by Brad, and I feel like Winny is understanding me better. She's talking about like when everyone is in the mind, and I'm just not fucking with that.
But I want to hear what
Yeah.
is your example of
I'll go smoke a joint and get my drink and leave and let them figure it out.
Okay.
Basically, like I
Okay.
take care of me
Right.
Yeah.
And what do you do
because no one else will.
in those moments?
I probably will take care of my parents.
So so they're fighting in this scenario?
She submits to the tone of the room.
I can't like that's a good. I'll admit to that.
You
like,
submit to whatever the problem the group is facing and join that reality. Where I'm like, no,
Do you
reality.
try to solve the problem? Do you try to mediate? What are you trying to do?
I try to mediate.
Okay,
I'm a
okay.
mediator for sure. Yeah, I don't know. Sometimes I'm just like, oh, like you can't just like maybe for example, we were at my parents for my birthday and like it was just kind of like a low energy shitty day and he like started fighting with me and I was like, you can't just suck it up for like one day. Like you can't just like, but he actually can't. Like there's something in him that like it's on his own time. I think that's maybe where it's like his being and his lifetime is on his own schedule and doesn't really, there's no room for adjusting there.
She thinks I have a choice.
Okay. So I'm trying to paint this picture. So let's just say for the sake of this, your parents are fighting, you're mediating, he disappears.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah? And then you want him to help mediate? You want him to
Or
stay?
he'll like get jokey, like he'll like dig into what's happening to this in the situation, but as like a passive aggressive joke.
Bring awareness to the situation. I'm trying to offer perspective.
Are you poking the fire on purpose, or are you...
I just think that it would be best for everyone if we zoomed out a bit. Because everyone gets in it, and Winnie follows everyone down the tunnel, and then I'm like, do you realize that everyone sounds retarded right now? Like, why are you acting like this? Like, I don't join the status quo. So when the fear mongering happens on the news, I don't watch the news. I don't care. Like, I don't agree with you
He
guys.
doesn't stand in lines, for example.
I don't
Okay,
stand.
I'm with him on that.
Thank
I don't fuck with lines.
Yeah,
Why
he
do we
doesn't
have
stand
to-
in lines.
I will pay extra for the no line scenario.
He won't pay extra. If he paid extra, I would be fine with it,
Oh,
Brad.
okay,
But we go to the front and figure out a way to get in behind the scenes somehow without the line. It's a
okay.
big adventure.
I just have
Everything's-
my job as an artist wears the green room syndrome on every venue I walk into.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just like, okay. So I was trying to be respectful one time because my friend got me on the list to who's the Jewish guy I rapped with?
I don't know if you can't remember his name.
Dill
Who's
Pickles.
the Jewish guy I rapped with? I love
Kosher
that.
Dills. Kosher Dills.
Kosher Dills.
And like,
His name is Kosher Dills?
yeah.
Okay.
And he was doing a show, and I was like, oh, I'll wait out here for like Jared. Jared Nathan invited me. He opened for him. And then like I also knew a photographer that was doing something there, Killian. And then I was like, okay, I'll just wait outside for someone to get me. And then, like, the security's like, 11? I was like, what up, bro? I was like, the fuck? Why am I trying to be what the fuck? I'm out here. Like, why deny myself that vibe? Like, go ahead. It's like, okay, I know this stuff. I just walked in. Like, I didn't wait for anybody. Like, so it's like the universe will prove me time and time again. Just go. Like, I'm not a sucker. What do you want from me? Like, she wants me to comply to the world. And I'm like, no. Like, no. And so it's like you slow me down in a healthy way because I feel like I might just go that extra 10 kilometers where I end up in a hotel room on heroin, kind of Las Vegas crazy artist, like going crazy. And then with her, it's a little bit like, oh, I have a bank account and a credit card. Thank God. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and so she balances me out in that speed, I think. So it is overall positive. But like, yeah, I move like not a citizen. That's for sure. I don't move like a citizen.
Okay.
And I'm a huge rule follower, if you didn't get that from me yet.
Okay.
So I stand in lines.
Right.
And I
On
enjoy
purpose.
standing
She'll
in
go to the
lines.
back of the line just to show everyone how good she is.
But you also enjoy someone who breaks the rules, or you wouldn't be
There is benefit.
like he's probably teaching you to go a little bit out of your comfort zone, and sometimes it's fun, and sometimes you're like, yeah, that worked.
All the time. I probably
Yeah.
never would have brought drugs across the border if I wasn't in a relationship with Ellevan.
Right. We'll cut that part. We don't want to. We don't want to ever.
We didn't say which border. We meant the border of Ontario and Manitoba.
Border between Brampton and Caledon. Yeah, I think that's like, you see that in a lot of relationships where it's like one person is a rule follower and the other person is a rule breaker, and they somewhat keep each other in check, because the rule follower can sometimes be too compliant or too much of a people pleaser, where things don't go your way because you're too busy saying yes.
Yeah. I definitely I will admit to that. That is me 100%. And anytime I do something where I say no to someone, like if I say no to a friend, it is excruciating inside my body to have to create that boundary, because I've always just allowed myself to be like stepped all over, him included. Like when, like, there were times where like I just am a doormat here.
Right.
Her stand-up journey has been really healthy for her assertiveness.
Yeah.
And even like going out to the scene, like I just love to tag along everywhere, but sometimes she's like, yo, back off. And I'm like, yo, word, nice. That's good. So it's like seeing her personality come out more assertively, it makes me worry less as a partner.
Right.
Because it's like, when we met, it's like me expanding to take up 80% of our 100% container, and her being like, I just love the 20 because I don't have any answers. Like she had atrophy from an underdeveloped sense of opinions because of constantly being people pleasing, right? So it's
chameleon vibes.
This past 5 years has been
Right.
like, oh, Winnie's little flower is actually blooming. Like,
But what were you like as a teenager? Were you like that as a teenager?
I was very agreeable.
Okay.
Yeah, very agreeable. Like even like I had a best friend from high school, basically, and I was at her wedding, I don't know, 6 years after we graduated high school or something. And she talked about all of her bridesmaids. And the thing that she said in her speech was, you just support people no matter what. Like if I told you I was going to jump off a bridge, you'd be like, okay, like what are the pros of jumping off a bridge? Like I support you if you want to do this.
Right.
And so I've always just been, it's just, I don't know. I think,
like, did you go through a rebellious phase as a teenager?
Never. No, I mean, I started drinking alcohol, but even then I would do it in a way that I felt was like really safe. Like
Right.
in comparison to what other people were doing. I never got into weed. Maybe if I got into weed earlier, I would be a different
would have been
person.
better.
Right.
Because weed definitely helped me start critically thinking.
Right.
For sure. It tapped
So-
me into my body.
You sought out what you wanted for yourself. A little bit of what you wanted for yourself.
When we were complete opposites when
Yeah.
we met. I was so attracted to his vibrancy. He'd walk into the room. He still does. Like
Yeah,
he's a
get it.
fucking star.
I get it.
Yeah. And I was just like, when we first met though, in my head I said I could never be with him because he gets more attention than I do. But that was
You get more attention through me after. People notice you. People trust me more once they meet her.
Right.
Because they meet me and they're like, what? You're insane. But it's fun.
Yeah.
And then
You just vibrate at a different frequency to other people. You're just you're at a
Thank you.
you're like a butterfly that's like a
Hummingbird.
little too fast. Like it's just
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
he's like a monarch hummingbird.
Yeah, exactly.
But once people meet Winny, they're like, okay, a part of him speaks human. Because or else this one.
I think
like,
I validated him in terms of people being like, oh, I can take him seriously because there is some seriousness, but like in this relationship or stability or something like that.
Did you do comedy before you met?
No.
Okay.
Well, I was doing improv.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good enough.
But not stand up. And then people also, like in the comedy community, I feel like I kind of jumped a level in terms of what graduating class I'm sort of in.
Right.
In Toronto specifically, because of him. Like, I'm a very closed off. I have a hard time public speaking, which is so funny for the things that I want to do. But like he the first year he came with me to every open mic, and he's always this vibrant guy, so people are attracted to him. So like,
I love
and
comedians.
he's vetted me, so then people are like, okay, she's cool. So
Right.
like we've definitely helped each other in.
Because would you have
like
done them on
life.
your own, the open
I
mics?
would have gone to the open mics by myself. At some point, I had to tell him to fuck off.
Sure, yeah, I get
because
it.
it was I couldn't become anything because you're such a bright shining star that I don't need to do anything. I can just sit back and let him do all of the
That's
work.
not working for you.
accidentally
And it was-
manager roles. I go
Yeah.
like, who's the owner here? Hey, come over here. This is Winny. We have a
Yeah.
podcast. Nice to meet you. Follow us on Instagram.
Right,
She's
right.
an actor, 17 films. She'll
Yeah.
host it next week. Very nice.
So I needed to develop that. And I'm still developing that. I still tell him not to come with me on some
Which I
shows.
love.
Do you think your agreeableness has affected your work?
Yes. Dude, I don't want to say anything that offends people. I don't want to hurt people's feelings ever.
Oh,
I know.
I love hurting feelings.
I love the way
I'm
you
the
hurt feelings.
I'm the feeling herder. I just like it's a big part of it. I
It's
feel
so
like-
creative.
I feel like if you're here, you should be able to take it. It's not personal. It's gonna. I may step on some toes, but not from a place of hate. From a place of trying to make you laugh, right? And it's not this. The things I'm saying aren't the things I actually would say out loud or think in my real life. They're not even true statements. They're literally surprise statements designed to make you laugh. And so it's like, once I realized that, I let go of all of that, need to like, I developed a personality for me that was like, I'm not happy to be here. Like, I'm disappointed. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not, and it just kind of works like for me, because I couldn't do the other thing. The other thing was, I'm so happy to be here.
Yeah.
That's not me at all.
Yeah.
So I had to amplify this like grumpy old man,
Right.
doesn't give a fuck kind of thing. And that was a big part of it was like, I think that only child thing where you're not afraid to make people uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And that discomfort, when I break that tension, you desperately want it. So it makes you laugh more when I take you to the dark place and then I bring you back.
Completely agree.
Yeah. And so for me, it was like, I went in the opposite direction almost day one. I think I was too shocking day one and had to dial it back.
Right.
And, because to me, I don't know. I don't even know where those lines are. Like, I wish I did.
Yeah, who gives a
I
fuck?
want to know these invisible lines. There is no lines. We all have different lines.
Yeah. It's what you're willing to hear in terms of feedback or criticism or comments online or whatever that might be.
Yeah.
Like, what are you willing, like, I'm willing to make people angry because I like it. And I find that that's like, nobody, you're never 100% liked. So you might as well pick your
Totally.
enemies,
Dude,
and your friends.
I love pissing people off. Like, I'm with you.
Yeah.
Like, what is that about us? It's almost like, so I have two rules. Like, if someone has the vulnerable space to be out here wearing their pain body like that, so amplified, it's just a delight for me to pluck a little cherry in your direction. Like,
Right.
fucking, it's
Yeah,
fun. It's like
yeah.
feeding a wild animal. It's like, that's hilarious.
Yeah.
Like, that's like, fuck you, kind of like, that's hilarious with love. And then the other one, if someone says, like, I can't do something, I just got to do it once. Like if there's a line and someone's like, okay, no one's going to stand on the side of the line. As soon as they're done talking, I innately get up just to walk across the line. I feel like it's deeper than just being rebellious. It's like, I'm here just to show no. Like,
when they say you can't, I say you can.
I don't believe you guys. Like everything a state of authority has ever said to me, I'll you're wrong. Like innately, I just have that spirit in me. So pissing people off is really the tone I almost, like you said, as being an only child, it's you're not afraid to make people uncomfortable.
Yeah.
It's I almost go for that.
But why do you think that is? Don't you think, wouldn't you logically assume an only child should be afraid to make people uncomfortable because they're not used to reaction?
Because they need people. They need people too because they're alone. Were you left alone as a kid?
Oh yeah, all the time.
Yeah, and then you have to make your own fun, right?
Yeah, you guys figured out how to entertain yourself. You don't need people.
Oh.
I think only childs are definitely more self-sufficient than sibling childs.
Right.
Yeah, you had to cook for yourself sooner. Make your own snacks after school and stuff. Your parents just weren't home.
Right. They were out making other sisters.
And you had to your imagination also. There was no one to bounce it off of and no one to say, hey, you're fucking stupid.
That's
if you were
dumb,
the
yeah.
Yeah. So you're just, I can't imagine how colorful.
I'm amazing. It's just
and so your lines, both of your lines, where you feel uncomfortable is vastly different than where, sibling people feel uncomfortable.
I think I'm a little bit different to you in the way that I would probably stay in the room with the parents. In the conflict situation, if I felt like I was outside of it, I might leave. But if I felt like you were stuck, I would probably stay just because I felt like you were stuck. So I'd be like, okay, I'm gonna stay here. But I would probably I would probably make jokes to try to not necessarily poke the fire, but to try to put it out.
Yeah. Those are different jokes than passive aggressive, observational jokes about what's happening.
Right. But it's also hard sometimes not to pick a side or not to get involved. But I feel like for me, I'm a big fan of shutting my mouth and watching shit happen. I like to observe people when they're in those situations. So I'll often just kind of be in the room, but I'm watching from the outside. I'm not saying anything.
That probably feels like you're holding space for whatever's
sure, yeah.
Going
but I'm
on.
not. I am I am watching because I'm always looking for, I wouldn't say material, but I'm always trying to figure people out. What makes them we do things, but why do we do these things?
Yeah.
Why do we act this way? That's why I'm so curious about our motivation for stuff.
Me too.
Most of it's we have the hierarchy of needs. There's the things we're trying to do, but why do we fight in front of other people? Why is that even happening? They need these outsiders. They're we can't do this in a vacuum anymore.
Yeah.
This is Judge Joe Brown and Judge Judy. Wow. We want, so I'm watching and I'm going, why are they doing this?
Wow.
What are they, they're fighting in front of us because they want us to get involved.
Yeah.
They want sides taken.
Yeah.
Which is weird.
It's so crazy because when with me and my mom, we can talk shit.
That was a key for me, bro. Thank you.
But when I'm in the middle of it, I've stepped back now because you just realize at some point that you're not helping.
Right.
But I would I think the last time I tried to help was
I'll be outside.
Where I was kind of pleading with both of my parents to. One of them needed to drop their stance before either of them could feel like they're back on the same team.
Right.
And that's where the stall happened, whereas they lived so much in their own side. their own rightness.
Right.
That they couldn't drop that rightness, otherwise they would be forfeiting or pleading guilty. And they just couldn't handle that. It's
Right.
not my fault. If you would change, this whole situation would change.
And what are they
the
fighting
stance
over? Division of
just
labor? What is it like?
Well, yes. I honestly think it's just hormonal sometimes, but like
It's the way that Jim speaks. It's the way that her dad speaks to her mom, and on the surface it sounds offensive, even though he's right.
and division of labor. But he can be very like
snappy.
harsh.
Okay.
He's like a consultant. He's super intelligent.
Right.
He's you should see his garage. It's like a gear.
Okay.
He's that
actually-
guy.
you're
He's that motherfucking guy.
Similar when things need to get done.
Let's go.
Efficiency
Let's go.
with an only child.
Let's go. Like, hurry up. Let's go.
Yeah, like no one wants to be spoken to like that.
Put that
but
away. Let's go.
That's what happens sometimes.
Let's move. Let's go. Just because, like, right now, like, I'm cooking. Like, this is going to burn. Like, let's go. And I can get like that, too. So I understand Jim sometimes where her mom will say something in his mind so dumb that he gets offended. Like, inside, he can't control his own reaction because of how much of lack of awareness the statement makes. Like I'm saying, in his process, he's like, and he'll go, Jesus Christ, and say something like offhand pretty hurtful. So she'll spend like 3 hours reacting to that.
From the outside,
What's an example of something he would give me like a?
And the store is not going to be open when it's closed. You know, and he'll be like, oh, fucking course. Like, that's a bad example. But, like, something that, like, would you have a better example?
yes, she'll ask a question. He'll start to say the answer, but when he starts to say the answer, she'll get on her phone and not really hear the answer, and then ask him to explain the answer a second time, and that frustrates him. So then he gets really loud and aggressive, and then she's like, "Well, fuck you! Like I don't want. Like I was just asking. I didn't hear it the first time." So it's just this like bounce back and forth,
and
where
again, and again.
she asked the question and he answered the question, and she listened to the question or the answer and comprehended the answer, and that was the end of it. But they have it's like a little game. I honestly, when I gave up mediating, because I really wanted to be that person that could like help them enjoy their time together more. When I gave up, I realized that like that's their habit, you know, that's their relationship.
Their love language almost.
They've been together for 30 some years, 35 or 36 years now. Like if they didn't want to be together, I have to trust that they would be adult enough to not be together. They're together. This is how they communicate and behave, and I'm just going to let it happen now for the rest of our lives, which is very liberating for me because I really, growing up, I tried to be the peacekeeper, and I've always really played that role of balance.
It sounds like they made you the peacekeeper. It doesn't sound like you tried to be the peacekeeper. It sounds like they installed you as the peacekeeper.
Yeah, I mean, my therapist has said that, like when I was working
I'm your
shit
therapist.
out.
Yeah, I was going to say, he just said it right now.
It has been like a therapy session for real.
Dude, your
And
insight's fire.
my therapist, the first time that she said that, I was like, it felt very validating in a way that I didn't even know I needed to be validated.
Your therapist
Where
is
I was
100% right.
Whoa.
Don't you think? I mean, that it like you don't. I don't think. I mean, every kid has a different personality, and the parents know how to manage and manipulate that personality.
Totally.
And
they have to sometimes.
that's why they're still fighting in front of you, because you're there. It's almost like you're triggering the fight. It's like you're here. Finally, we can fight because we need you, Judge Winny.
Yeah.
That's what you've always been to them.
Yeah.
Like I
Roles.
wonder,
Roles.
you know, it's like, you know, if you have like kids, their siblings or something, they're fighting. They fight less when their parents aren't around because they both feel like there's been an injustice, and they're yelling and escalating because they're hoping that the mediators are going to show up.
Yeah.
Don't do it as much when there's nobody there because there's nobody to.
I fucking hope so,
Come in.
dude. I hope that's true.
brilliant. I'd
Like
say
I
that.
hope they fight less when I'm not around.
How great is that?
I don't know if that's true. My brother lives close to them still. So I think he
he
gets the
mediate?
brunt of
What
it
did he
now.
do?
No, he has his own family, so it's very.
But when he was a
interesting.
kid, he didn't mediate.
When he was doing it.
I think I was more the like emotional mediator, but he definitely,
So they may be fighting in front of both of you, but not as much alone.
yeah, I would
You
say.
need to put a hidden camera in their house. We need to see what's
Okay,
going on.
Yeah, I
I'll
have a
do
couple.
that.
That's
Just in the shower,
A&E
though.
show we're gonna pitch. Is
I put a hidden camera in their house, and they're just fucking all the time.
I would love
Can
that.
you imagine?
Winnie has the most.
taking Molly and tripping balls, the music and the lights.
Just
and
having the best life and the.
just like
I will say Winnie
that.
has
Cialis.
I want them to be happy.
lots of Cialis. Winnie has a very healthy sex dialogue with well, our dads just say it, but with both of our moms.
Okay.
Yeah, which is
I
very
don't.
good
I never
and
talk
healthy.
about our sex, but they never
no,
ask.
no, not about our sex. Like you're like, she talks to our moms about like,
I've asked my parents if they're having sex, for sure.
or if they're getting off. It's just
Yeah.
crazy. Who thinks about their
What do you
parents?
think about sex? Do you think it should be a thing that you do for your
Open.
entire life?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I do too.
Yeah, absolutely.
it's the best.
Do you prioritize it?
It should be a priority.
I agree.
Yeah. I think you hear about these old folks' homes riddled with STIs. and,
Because they
that
fuck
kind of
all the
thing.
time.
Yeah, like, I think, I don't know what it's like to be 80, but
Yeah.
it's probably not going to happen as much, but I think it's still a thing. I don't like to think about old people having sex.
Even when
So-
you're having
Some
sex
people
with
do.
an old
It's
person.
It's kind of triggering for me, if I'm honest. I'm feeling a little like this isn't a safe space right now. When I was a kid, I saw my grandparents naked, and it was very.
Really?
I saw gray pubes, and I was like,
Yikes.
I don't think I knew what a young naked body looked like, but I saw an old one, and I'm like, I don't like that
Not
at all.
interested.
And
I
I'm
know.
probably that age now. But I don't look like I don't look like they looked because I didn't go through a war.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, you-
People are getting sexier later on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen some hot 70-year-olds. I haven't seen like a very sexy 80-year-old yet, but I've seen some hot ass 70-year-olds.
I'd fuck a gilf.
I know you would.
I'd fuck a gilf.
Would you?
Yep. No problem.
Oh, no problem.
I think
Yes, problem.
if we weren't together, he would be a gigolo for sure.
That's what we've talked about.
Yeah.
I just go to Vegas and date ladies and make them feel special.
I could see you being that guy.
Thank you.
I could see that for you.
Just work out all day, smoke weed all day, make content.
Go fuck a gilf.
Go fuck a gilf. Dude, a
Sounds like a good
60-year-old
life,
is going to be
honestly.
like, I like this. Like, clear.
Yeah,
you
she
know?
knows what she wants.
Yeah, and I'm like, with
It's
that.
oddly specific. You're bringing props.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're stopping at the store. She's gonna
What?
want something weird.
Did you ever see that show Gigolos during the pandemic? I think it got kind of popular.
No,
We
It's a
watched
show
it.
about gigolos in the States.
I love it already.
And they showed actual fucking. They just blurred out the parts
Oh, I'm so in.
on streaming.
Sold.
Yeah, we watched it too much
Yeah, we stopped having sex for a
because
hot
we were
second 'cause
watching
we were
this
watching-
fucking show. And I was
Right.
like, hold on, we've now.
This is softcore porn for us.
Yeah.
it was.
And instead of
It was-
actually.
we stopped.
Yeah, we
Really,
stopped it
fuck
once we
this.
realized
Yeah.
that.
But it is interesting to me how many couples now, married couples, the people in comedy who are married, the one who's in comedy, the stand-up one, often talks about how their sex life has just gone to absolute shit. Like a couple of young dudes too, like,
Right.
oh, I've been married for 3 years, so I'm no longer having sex. I'm like, hot diggity.
But do you think that's truth? I mean, sometimes people say things
Yeah.
for the purpose of the joke.
I mean,
Like the truth doesn't
Hopefully.
always. There's a line, right? Like, and so sometimes they're just looking for the. It's like Rodney Dangerfield made it sound like his life was horrible, but
Yeah.
it wasn't. You know, what I, so I
Can't
don't
get no
know.
respect.
Like, I don't take anything that I hear when a microphone's in your hand as truth, because it's not. The only job is to make you laugh. So if I'm lying to you, and it gets you to laugh, I've done my job.
Yes.
Yeah.
If
I agree with that.
If I change the truth, or I make a story more interesting by adding details or parts of other stories, or making a character more interesting by combining two people, that's all in the service of you, the audience, to make you laugh.
Totally agree.
Yeah.
So I have a hard time when someone says anything. I'm just like, I just have to assume it's not true.
Well said.
That's I guess a good place to live. So much of my comedy is exaggerated, but it definitely, the root of where it came from is from absolute truth.
Right.
I don't make anything up. Like I'm not imaginative that way. I'm not creative that way. It has to start. Most of my comedy the jokes that I really love, it's from a place of like, this actually happened to me. He's actually edging all the time.
Right.
You know,
Sleep cocking is a real story.
Yeah.
For me, most of the time it does come from truth, but sometimes you have to alter details or change something to either get to the punchline faster, or make it funnier, or add your, like, it's like, okay, the premise is true, but then my observation or my internal thought, like, I'll say what my response might be, but I'm not actually saying it out loud. It's what's in my head, or those are the embellishments I might make. But I feel like a lot of people go to those like cliches where it's like, oh, I'm in a sexless marriage, or whatever. And it's
I
almost
agree
like,
with that. Yeah. I'm like, oh man, I hope that it's not true. Because I do think it should be prioritized, and sometimes sex is like not spontaneous. I think that's where people get lost. It's supposed to be this like really like, oh, out of nowhere, like he came from home from work and like just swept me off my feet. It's
then you gotta be ready all the time.
Yeah, I know. You have to
Like,
be clean. You know,
plan it out.
Plan it out.
Showers.
Get the drugs. It's like, here's what we're doing.
Yes.
It's
Take a moment
An
to talk
evening.
about it.
yeah.
Have an evening.
We're doing this time.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Scheduling is great.
Yeah.
Is
We were
actually
doing scheduling for a while. Yeah. Make it happen.
You should make it happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, sex.
Well, I think we can wrap this up. I think we've been talking for like an hour.
Bro, this has been great.
And then we'll go do some collabs.
Yeah.
Sweet.
And we'll try to go.
Thank you, Doctor.
We'll try to go viral.
Gosse.
We can do this.
viral.
I have a time slot for you once a week.
Perfect.
I take all benefit plans.
Perfect.
Can you imagine if we started coming?
We'll make
weekly?
you a partner in our S Corp.
I would S Corp.
Just kidding.
Oh,
LLC talk.
you got an American company now?
I closed it.
You had one?
Yeah. I had to see what was on the other side of that Delaware door.
That's baller, but
It's dumb. You don't need to until
now you got 2 accountants and 2 filings to do every year.
That's what I didn't realize.
Yeah.
I got talked into it by someone
told you
basically,
that.
and then I'm like, hold on, what? This is a scary thing. So I just closed it. But I learned more than I ever would have.
Do you have
Anyone?
a Canadian corporation?
No, everything really goes under me now as a sole proprietor.
Fuck taxes.
So all my our shows, like if we make any money, which sometimes we do and sometimes we
Sure,
don't,
yeah.
I claim it as like under my acting entertainment.
Right. And then you
proprietorship.
just take your expenses off the top. And,
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you have a corporation here?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you
that
do
makes
good
sense
with books.
like your books.
So you gotta like, do you charge tax on those and then just give it away, or?
I charge, so 99% of my sales go through Amazon.
Yeah.
So they do all the tax, they do all the customer service. I don't have to
great.
think about it. I just get a royalty off of every sale. But I do sell autographed books. And so when I sell those, like I have a whole library on the other side of autographed books. Those are, if someone in Canada buys them, there's no, there's no GST on books, but there's PST on books. So it's not the full 13%, it's 5%.
Nice.
Cool.
So I have to charge that. But most of my autograph book sales go out of the country. They're going to the US, they're going to England, whatever. So that's just, it's a small amount really. But I do it under the corporation mainly because I don't want to get sued,
Yeah, the
Right,
liability.
So then you're,
I bought this book for my kid. or you know, some, who knows, right?
That's why you have an LLC, to protect yourself, I think, mostly, right?
Yeah, and it does help if you're making enough money. It does help from taxes. Like it's a little bit cleaner from a tax perspective because the company has its own expenses, and it only pays you what's left, and if there's enough to be made, and you got to think about, like, are you passing this on to anybody? And if you are, then it's nice to have a company that they can be officers of, because when you die, they can just go to the bank and sign stuff.
It can be an entity that is like transferable or whatnot.
Yeah, exactly. So you can get, if you want to pass it on to your kids, and you've got money coming in from album sales or Audible or whatever,
like forever.
YouTube money, whatever it is, you need a bucket for it to go into that isn't you, because when you die, they have to close you down. Like, you can't keep accepting money in your name.
A container that is like, could be wealth. And then eventually, I guess you want to get it in a trust. Yeah, but for anyone thinking that Delaware is a way to not pay any taxes, that's not the case. You're still supposed to file your K-1 for individual partners, which, to your point, is depending on your shareholding, you'll be expected for whatever gross afterwards you have.
Yeah.
But for a guy like me to learn to speak that information, I could have never taken a course. I had to go on fucking Stripe, and I had to make a couple $1,000 mistake, and I had to...
Best way to learn.
And then I closed it, and then I make my final fucking filing, and ChatGPT helped me do my IRS filing myself, which was insane and very scary, but it worked. And then I'm like, okay, and then I just sent the last one, and I'm like, okay, I don't need to do that until I'm making over $10 million a year. Yeah. That's what I've learned. It, like, the way that that benefits you, and only, check this out, you have to be outside of the states for that to work. So if you make American money as a Delaware LLC, it's still like 30% or whatever they expect from the anyway. Fuck all this talk.
There's no benefit.
Fuck the tax man. Don't do it. Don't comply. Keep it yourself. Fuck them.
We're going to cut that part out too.
See, this is where I bend the rules, and then
we don't want to talk about that in public.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. We're all good people here, and we all only make less than 30 grand a year in Canada. You make
Thanks
30 grand since we've been
us.
sitting here, bro. Thank you, man. God bless. Thank you for participating in our life.